Good evening and welcome into the Shoebox at Penwood High School. Chris Markowitz alongside Justin Watson for the home opener of the Penwood High School girls basketball season. And Justin, the Patriots coming in hot off of a blowout 2 days ago. They beat Interboro on the road by a final score of 76-14. And it looks like I'm looking at a 2K score when I look at that. It was an impressive win for the Patriots, led by LaShonda Smith. And it looks like actually now we're going to actually take a pause for a second for the national anthem, which will be played. So we'll take a quick audio break, but when we come back, tip-off tonight for the Patriots. Chris Markowitz alongside Justin Watson here for the home opener of the Penwood High School girls basketball team taking on Chester High School. And Justin, as we were talking about in the open, Penwood coming off of an impressive 76-14 rout over Interboro. This is a team that returns a couple of major players from last year, a year in which they won their first ever home playoff game. So a quick look at the roster for the Penwood Patriots. Who do you like on their roster this year?
Well, there's quite a few teams. I actually like the entire roster. I know these girls have been working very hard. Coach Monique Boykins has been adding some intricate things into their practice routine, and I know all these girls are ready to play and ready to step in at any moment.
Well, they got a deep team, led scoring-wise on Tuesday by LaShonda Smith, who dropped 27 points in the season opener on the road against Interboro, one of the top 5 scorers in Del Valley last year. So be on the lookout for her tonight against the Chester squad. That their advantage tonight is going to be their depth. Penwood with just 6 players, Chester with 9 players suited up to play tonight. How much of an advantage is that for the visiting Chester squad?
It's a big advantage. I mean, everybody that knows that has played competitive sports, you need a rest when you're playing at the top level that you're playing at your age. And the other night they had 7 players, so they're going one less player than they had the other night. Then the blowout, you were actually able to probably rest a little bit more than you would. But in this situation, I don't expect a lot of rest. I expect it to be a lot harder.
Well, Penwood with an opening basket right off the hand of LaShonda Smith, who picks up where she left off on Tuesday night. And this is a Patriot team that likes to get out and play quickly, as that three-point shot partially deflected. In transition now, Smith with the open feed. Layup no good, but a foul is called, and that will send Ashley Cyrus to the line.
And Ashley, when she went up, she gave a little hesitation, a little pump fake in the air that drew the foul. She was able to draw the foul, get to the line, and she got to earn these 2 at the line right now.
Cyrus with 11 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals in the season opener versus Interboro. That free throw looks good. Starting 5 for the Patriots, it's Cyrus Smith, Raquel Curry, Enya Hughes, and Jordan Johnson. Around the rim and out, it's a 3-0 lead for the Patriots with 7:36 to go in the opening quarter of play as the Clippers settle into their half-court offense. Chester, as a team last year, finished at the bottom of the Del Val Conference. So a team looking to rebuild is Smith with a steal. She gets out in the transition, tries a layup, no good. It went in, but the foul's called before on a bump on the ground, and Smith had 8 steals in the season opener, so that's an area defensively, Justin Watson, where she excels, is getting a hand on the loose ball.
Absolutely. She's quick, she's fast, she can get to the ball. And Penn was coming out with a lot of energy early in this game. I'm going to see how that affects them going later, being that they only have one player coming off the bench.
Just one substitute. This is a roster that likes to get up and down the floor. As an attempt there to feed the post by Natanya Taylor gets deflected right back to her. Now another steal. Smith coasts in for the deuce.
It's a great steal by Smith, getting out in passing lanes, getting the ball and able to finish, coming all the way to the bucket, taking it almost coast to coast. It was called a coast to coast.
A little over a minute gone by in the first quarter. Smith has 4 points and 3 steals. Those numbers unofficial. Chester looking for its first basket of the ball game, slowing it down in the half court, facing a zone look from the Patriots. Not much movement off ball right now. Now into the post. This shot falls. A nice look inside. Came off the hand of Q Hagwood, one of the senior low post players for Chester, as Smith has the ball stripped. Nice steal by Taylor. On the break, Taylor through a sea of white jerseys. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, a 3-point lead for the Patriots.
You see the Patriots coming out in the zone, not coming out looking to exert too much energy on defense, but still be effective at the same time.
They get another steal. Smith with a wraparound pass. The extra feed, Curry misses her shot, gets her own miss. And then a foul is called. That looks like it's going to be on Natanya Taylor.
Curry was able to get her own rebound on that. Fouled the shot, stayed with it. Nobody came to box her out. She took advantage of that.
And correction, that foul's called on number 12, Sandra Price Jr. Or Sandra Price, excuse me. She's a junior for Chester High School. That's her first foul of the ball game. Runner no good, but the rebound goes to Cyrus, who kicks it out. Three-pointer is short. Loose ball picked up in the corner, and Hughes able to get the offense to reset. Cyrus got them all from deep.
Great shot. Penn being patient, getting into their offense, getting into their sets, looking for the open shooter. She was able to knock it down from the top of the key. That was a great shot. Great look by the Penwood offense.
Ashley Cyrus with 4 points now, an 8-2 lead for the Patriots. 5:06 to go in the opening quarter, as Chester slow to move the ball on offense.
And that will actually kind of work towards Penwood's advantage, being that they don't have the numbers tonight. You know, them slowing up the pace works to their advantage.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Justin, as this is an air ball from 3. Loose ball, fight for possession. On the baseline, Maya Fleming, the senior guard, lays it in for 2.
It was a great take by Fleming on the baseline.
It's a 4-point lead for Penwood. Open 3 is short. Smith couldn't find the range. Now a fast break opportunity. The layup off, hit the front of the rim for Taylor, and then a whistle in transition. Looks like a timeout has been taken. Both teams will go to their bench with 4:21 remaining in the opening quarter. We'll keep it here. Chris Markowitz alongside Justin Watson. And Justin, in the opening 4 minutes of play or so, 3.5 minutes, we'll call it, Penwood with an early 8-4 advantage. And I would say the way this game is going is playing exactly how they want to. They're getting out in transition offensively, and then defensively, Chester not making them move at all. And when you have a limited amount of players, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's probably what Chester's coach is talking to him about right now, is moving the ball around more on offense, on the offense side of the ball for them, to get the Penwood defense moving around the court, maybe wearing them down a little bit. It's not going to wear them down in the first quarter, but you're kind of setting up, it's like a boxing match. You fill them out in the first round, second round, third round to get your attack to wear your opponent down later on in the fight. Right now, later on in this game, we'll see if Chester is able to put an offense that will wear down the Penwood 6. Right now, they've running 6 players tonight, the Penwood 6, and see if they can take advantage of that.
Well, this is a Penwood team that loves to play up and down basketball and then defensively pressure you, get in your face, cause some steals. Curry on the low block, turns and misses the 8-foot jump shot. The rebound goes to Hughes, who is able to reset the offense. As this is an open look from 3 for Smith. That's off the back iron. She's had a couple open looks as she picks up the loose ball and lays it in for another bucket.
And Penwood being very active on the defensive side of the ball, not letting Chester get into transition. They're attacking the ball. When the ball comes down, they're trying to get these points early and often.
Smith with 6 now, 3:45 to go in the opening quarter, a 6-point lead for Penwood. Ball nearly lost by Fleming. She kicks. That pass into the post deflected and picked up by Johnson, who gets it ahead. Curry with a nice Euro. Not enough, excuse me. That was Cyrus on the Euro step. Feeds Curry here in the post. Smith from 17, no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line.
Smith likes that spot up top. She's knocked a couple down early in this game. It looks like where she wants to be. Feels comfortable shooting the ball there. She is a shooter. She can knock these down. So getting to it the line, earning to it the line right here would be ideal for Penwood right now with a 6-point lead.
LaShawna Smith, one of the top 5 scorers in the Del Val Conference last season, as she's no good on the first free throw. Just a junior, transferred here last year in her sophomore campaign, coming from Imhotep, and she loves to get out in transition, play up and down basketball. And when Penwood had that huge lead on Tuesday, the coaching staff was saying, we should slow things down. And she told her coach, she said, look, let's keep playing hard. The whole team wants to play hard, so you got to like that aggressive attitude out of the junior.
Yeah, a lot of these girls, they have one gear, and that's, go top speed the whole way. And, you got to admire that in them. They want to go after it, they want to get after it, and that's exactly what they're doing early on in this game.
Well, it was a long wait to be able to play athletics in this 2021 campaign, obviously, with how strange of a 11-month period it's been, as a foul on the defensive end goes against the Patriots for a hold.
Yeah, speaking of that, no preseason games, no preseason tournaments like you used to see, no holiday tournaments. This is Penwood's second game. I believe this is Chester's first game. So, a lot of working out some of the kinks that are in the system, and really learning your teammates and learning what you can and cannot do.
Certainly an unprecedented circumstance, but glad to see teams out on the court as a return to some normalcy here tonight for the Patriots. And now a double dribble is going to be called as Fleming picked up her dribble. Looked like she had the palm underneath the basketball, let it go back down. A good call by the official who was right there for it.
Exactly what happened.
On the other end, Cyrus thought about the 3, feeds the post. Curry back to Cyrus. She drives baseline. Her runner too strong. Rebound by Smith, who lays it in.
And that's a shot that we saw Cyrus make 100 times last year. But like being in early in the season, sometimes you got to work some things out. You got to work some of the rest off.
LaShawna Smith with 9 points, bringing the energy tonight for the Patriots, who get another steal. There's Smith from Curry.
That was a great look by Raquel Curry, looking up court, looking to get these points. And as Penwood jumps out to the 15-4 lead right now, Chester calling a timeout. They want to get some things together. I'm kind of surprised that Chester hasn't made more substitutions just to get some more fresh people out there, putting some more pressure on Penwood. But that just calls to the strength of the Penwood team, their conditioning and stuff like that. Even though it's still the first quarter, their conditioning is going to play a big part in the game right now. And I know that coach Monique Boykins is big on conditioning, and she's big on the mental conditioning as well. So, I believe that this Penwood team is poised to go the long haul in this game, only having 6 players.
Well, it's an 11-point lead for them with 2:33 to go in the first quarter. But to your point there, Justin, a long way to play, and at the pace they're playing, they're going to need that conditioning to be maintained with just a 6-person lineup here tonight. And I think Harry Burney, head coach at Chester High School, sensing that this game getting a little bit too far out of hands, though, for the Clippers. They need an answer offensively. It's just been way too many turnovers for them.
Yeah, absolutely. They gotta take care of the ball. Give themselves the opportunity. Be patient. Still stay patient within their offense. I know I said the coach might want them to pick it up a little bit, but they got to stay patient within their offense. It's the first game for them as well. So they got to figure themselves out, get their chemistry as well.
Taylor picked up at half court, draws the double, and then runs into a foul call there. It's going to be a block against Jordan Johnson. That's her second of the game. It'll be a side out for Chester.
And it's kind of weird with the pandemic. You can't have as many people in the gym. You're hearing all the conversations that are going on with the players, coaches, and referees right now. You can hear everything.
Yeah, our mics are pretty sensitive. And as a turnover there on the inbound, The Patriots take over. 3-point shot on the other end, no good, but a late foul call as Fleming did not let Cyrus land. So that's the kiss of death in the game of basketball, a foul on a 3-point shot. So 3 free looks at the hoop for Ashley Cyrus, who already has 4 points on the night. Her first look is short. .221 to go in the quarter. It's an 11-point lead for Penwood, cruising in this opening quarter of play. They won by a blowout on Tuesday, and that's the pace they want to maintain here tonight. As no good on all 3 free throws is Cyrus, but she's going to be aided by a lane violation.
And I know she wants those free throws back. These free throws are going to become very important later on in this game, these early free throws. So she gets another chance here, and I think she'll take advantage of it.
That rainbow look, it's just off the mark. So sometimes it plays with your head after you miss a couple in a row, just trying to make that adjustment in game. On the other end, this is a turnover. Smith up ahead. Cyrus with the easy 2.
She was able to make up for it a little bit right there on this end of the floor. And you know, sometimes when early in the season, sometimes it's just your legs that you got to get under those foul shots that, you know, when you're falling short. So I'm sure she'll be able to figure that out.
And now another turnover. Smith with the basket. This game getting out of hand early on.
It was steal by Layla Johnson, the only freshman on the roster. That's actually, I believe, the sister of Desmond Johnson, the basketball player and football player that was here last year, graduated and went on to Westchester University.
And Layla going to have to play a big role here tonight with just 6 players for the Patriots. As we mentioned, she comes in off the bench. Is this a feed to the post? The double team there. Long 3-pointer is off the mark. Tanya Taylor just with a big-time heave there as this entry pass finds the hands of Enya Hughes, who drops it in for 2 more points. Penwood ahead by 17 with under 60 seconds to go in the quarter.
It looks like right now Chester's looking to get the ball into their bigs down low. Number 42, Quinshana Hagwood, and number 33, Nicole Scott, looking to try to take a little bit of advantage of the size that they have down low, and of course of the lack of depth that Penwood has this evening.
Well, to your point, Gillis out tonight, not playing for the Patriots, and so their lone starter up front is Raquel Curry, who's used to playing the guard position. It makes sense for Chester to try to feed the post tonight, get those looks inside, but credit the Penwood defense. They've done an excellent job of denying passes down low as they get another steal. And this goes out of play. That pass too far behind LaShonda Smith in transition.
And it's well to mention that a lot of these girls on Penwood's team have been playing together since youth, and and the program's coming up. So a lot of them, they know each other. They know where each other was going to be on the court and where to expect the ball and stuff like that. And that plays a lot into a game like this, where they're going to be, tested with the physical.
A strong back down there by Q Hagwood, who has her second basket of the ball game. This pass a bit too far out in front of Cyrus, who can't make a good feed to Curry. The ball goes off Curry's foot and then out of play. So sloppy transition offense there for the Patriots. It leaves 19.4 seconds on the clock in the first quarter. Chester will have a chance to hold for the final shot, trailing by 15. Tanya Taylor dribbling near the Patriot logo. She swings left. That's Fleming. 8 seconds on the clock. She's double teamed, has nowhere to go. And now a whistle away from the ball. And this is going to be a foul on the Patriots.
Yeah, in that situation, you had the defender playing defense on you. You also had the sideline playing defense on you right there. That's not a situation that you want to be in, not being able to dribble the ball in that corner like that.
Fouls on Layla Johnson. That's her first, Penwood's 4th. 5.5 seconds remain in the quarter as the ball comes in. It's a pass into the post and stolen away. 2 seconds to shoot. This from half court, not even a shot. It's a pass attempt as the clock expires, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. A 15-point lead for Penwood over Chester. We'll take a break, but when we come back, second quarter action here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back into the shoebox as the second quarter starts with Chester having possession of the basketball. This is a three-point shot way off the mark, and then a turnover on transition by Penwood. Chris Markowitz alongside Justin Watson, and Justin, in that first quarter, the Patriots in complete control of the tempo, both offensively and defensively.
Absolutely, and you would expect that from the defending Del Valle champions coming in, trying to hold down the fort at home. That's exactly what you expect against this Chester team.
On the drive, that runner no good, left short, partially tipped, so it stays with the Clippers. Inbound from the baseline is deflected out, so we'll do it again. And you mentioned Penwood being defending Del Valle champions. This is a team last year, Justin, we talked a little bit about it in the open, but they won their first ever home playoff game. It was a 6 overtime victory, and they returned 3 starters from that campaign. So when you have that kind of experience as a team together, it really boosts your morale going into the next season, knowing you could pull out a win like that at home.
Absolutely, and that's something that this team will always remember. They'll remember that with each other forever. And it's something that they can always look back on and say, look, we did this. We can get through anything.
Cyrus with the runner good. Ashley Cyrus now with 6 points in the ball game, and now a whistle in transition. A couple players for Chester with their shoes untied, so the officials allow them to take the time to reorganize.
Safety first.
Especially in 2021, my friend. It's a 23-6 lead for Penwood. A double team up top. Good pressure there by the combination of Smith and Cyrus, and now a block is called.
And some people at home might say, you're up by 17 points in the second quarter. Why are you going to come out with a trap and a double team in this type of situation? Well, it's because it's early in the season, and you got to work on some things. You got to see some things, and it's unfortunate that it's in a situation where the game is far apart right now. But you got to work on these things. You got to find time to work on the things that you want to instill when you go up against the teams that the Marple Newtowns, the Radners of the world.
This three-point attempt is blocked and then picked up on the floor by the Patriots. Up ahead to a wide-open Spitz for another basket.
And Penn was staying active on the defensive end, keeping their hands active and playing the passing lanes as they're coming out in the zone.
15 points now for LaShonda Smith as a foul is called on the defensive side for the Patriots. At 6 fouls now against Penwood, so the next will send Chester to the line. If there's one area tonight where the Clippers have excelled, it's been in generating the contact against Penwood.
Absolutely. They're coming out. They're being physical. They're not intimidated by the fact that Penwood is the Del champions. They're not intimidated of the skill set. They're coming out here. They're still looking to play their game. And, they're working on some things, too. So they're going to come out here and execute their game plan the best that they can and find out what works for them, what they need to work on.
Yeah, and this is a Chester team that struggled last season, so looking for a new sense of identity here in the 2021 campaign. Down by 19 points with 5:56 to go here in the second quarter. They've been trying to feed the post, but have had difficulty executing in their passing game, as this is a charge against Hugh Hagwood. She just ran over her defender in the post. Hagwood has the mismatch to take advantage size-wise on the low block. I think it's just a matter of finding the right spot to feed her the ball down there.
Absolutely, and I don't know a coach on earth that wouldn't like to have that advantage that they have with that. As you see right now, Penwood a little bit smaller. They don't have the size that the Chester bigs have. So, that's one area that I'm looking for Chester to take advantage.
A nice pass on the baseline as Cyrus gets bumped from behind. No foul call there. Now she'll try a three, but that's an air ball. Loose ball picked up. Nice rebound by Enya Hughes. Back up top, Smith with the runner. It's good. 17 and counting for LaShonda Smith, lighting it up here tonight in the shoebox.
That was a great take by LaShonda Smith, getting down there and getting into the paint, being able to knock that down. A little runner, a little floater going on.
No mercy today from LaShonda. She is pouring it on. Has scored nearly 3 times as many points as the visiting Chester. Is this layup no good? Smith with the board. Around the rim and out. Curry with the offensive rebound. This three-pointer is all net for Jordan Johnson as the lead has ballooned to 24. Timeout taken by Harry Burney. Chester needs to talk it over with 4:48 remaining in the second quarter. We'll take a quick audio break. You're watching Penwood girls basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back into the shoebox. It's a 24-point lead for the Penwood High School Patriots over the visiting Chester High School Clippers. Chris Markowitz alongside Justin Watson. And Justin, a huge blowout win on Tuesday for Penwood, and it's turning into something similar to that tonight. Chester really needs to clean things up in the final 4 minutes and 45 seconds of play here in the second quarter if they want a chance in this ballgame.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they got to get into this. The defensive activity by Penwood, as you see right there, is really causing problems for the Chester basketball team.
On the other end, another easy 2 points for LaShonda Smith, up to 19 now on her individual total. A 32-6 advantage for Penwood. Strong drive on the other end, but the layup off target by Taylor. Into the break go the Patriots. Curry swings it. Cyrus with a nice feed. Hughes too strong on the layup, gets it back out. High post, Curry with the runner, no good off glass, gets her own miss. Curry finds the glass and lays it in for a tough 2 points.
Nice take by Raquel Curry there, getting her own rebound and being able to get into the land of the bigs and lay one off the glass.
They call her Rocky, and that was a strong take. The lefty would have been proud of that look on the interior. This three-pointer off the mark. A rebound goes to Curry. A nice feed ahead. It's Smith. Stuffed, and then the ball goes off her back. So a nice defensive play there by Taylor, the senior guard who got back in time and timed it perfectly.
Yeah. Well, we had a good look at it down here. That was a great defensive play by her. And, she might have got away with a little bit of contact, but that happens sometimes. You know what they say, the hand is part of the ball, right?
Well, I would say, too, with a 28-point lead, whistle's a little bit silent.
Absolutely.
As Smith is just going off tonight with 19. So Taylor on the other end, her floater too strong. A nice rebound by Curry. A couple open players in transition as Cyrus slides into the bleachers underneath. Bump from behind, and that foul will be the 6th of the half.
A little dangerous play there. You don't want anybody running into the back of your leg, and it wasn't intentional. But that can be a dangerous play. You see it on the football field all the time, where something bad can happen in that situation. But of course, like I said, it wasn't intentional. But you never like to see anything like that happen. And she slid into the bleachers as well, which is another thing in its own. But she seems to be all right. She went to the line. She's ready to take her shots, and hopefully she can knock these down. Yeah,
and a correction, that was actually the 7th foul of the half against Chester. So a 1-and-1 opportunity for Ashley Cyrus, who finally gets one to fall. She was 0 for 4 from the line tonight going into that opportunity. Officially 0 for 3, but had a lane violation and then missed the 4th one. So happy to see one finally get a bounce in favor of her.
And sometimes it just takes the one. Sometimes you just got to get that weight off your shoulders, and now you can get into the flow.
And excuse me, she had actually made a free throw earlier in the game, so that her 3rd make from the line. Now,
well, then I'll say sometimes it takes 2.
3 for 7 on the night from the stripe as a couple substitutions into the game. Shayana Shoden into the ballgame for Chester, the freshman wearing number 15. A 30-point lead for Penwood as this is a steal by Smith. One player to beat, and she does as she lays it in past Fleming for points 20 and 21 of the night.
And she's really taking advantage of what she sees, something she can take advantage of, and she's really staying on top of that. And she's got a lot of steals tonight.
We don't have an official tally. I would say at least 5 so far here in the first half as a travel is called on Maya Fleming. Sub into the ballgame now for Penwood. Cyrus will re-enter and take the place of Smith, who, as you see her there, gesturing she wants to stay in the ballgame. Coach Boykins has to get her to come to the sideline.
She never wants to come out.
As this ball out of play, last touch by Cyrus, so it was deflected in the passing lane, but Cyrus touches it last. So a 32-point lead for Penwood as Chester takes over. 2:38 to go here in the second quarter. And Chester, we're getting a look at their depth as Sinai Reese into the game. Reese, a senior forward wearing number 10. Asia Ramsey also out onto the floor now. This entry pass stolen away. Fast break chance. Layup, no good, but the foul will send Jordan Johnson to the stripe. And she'll be shooting 2.
And I like what Penwood is doing. They're sticking to their game plan. They're not getting outside of their game, even in the blowout situation. They're still attacking the basket. They're still going after the steals and playing the passing lanes. And I like seeing that because sometimes when younger kids, high school kids, get in a blowout situation, they tend to get a little happy and do more than they need to do.
Penwood continuing to make this game a track meet, to your point, Justin, just sticking to the game plan. And as a sub comes into the ball game for the Patriots, that's Layla Johnson. She re-enters to replace Raquel Curry. Smith back out on the floor as well. Near offensive rebound there for Penwood on the missed free throw, but Chester retains possession.
And that was a great hustle play by the freshman Johnson down there. She was able to save the ball down low. It went to the other team, unfortunately, but you don't usually see that from freshmen. You're able, ready to get down and dirty in their first game. First game at home, excuse me.
On the other end, Ramsey looking for somewhere to make a feed. Gets it up top. That's Shoden. High post. Down low. Good ball movement here as this three-point shot, a line drive off the front iron, and now a foul called on the rebound, which will send, that's Layla Johnson to the line. Wasn't sure if it was her or Curry on the receiving end there. So 9 fouls in the half against Chester. The next foul on them will be the guaranteed double bonus. But Layla Johnson at the charity stripe shooting a 1-and-1. Johnson with a lefty stance. No good. A near steal here. Smith continuing to apply pressure. She's got such quick hands. Chester struggling to get the ball across the timeline.
You better hurry up.
Smith with good pressure, and that is going to be a 10-second call. Shoden could not get past Smith. Oh, excuse me. They get, for a second, I thought they were getting Chester for a foul, but no, it is a 10-second call. So a turnover goes to the Patriots, who lead by 33 points with $1:19 to go here in the first half. Cyrus kicks it. Curry, spin move, stuffed. Hagwood with no mercy on the block. Smith picks up the loose ball, throws in the runner, but it bounces out off the back iron. Cyrus from 13, all net.
A great finish by Cyrus there. Quite a crazy situation there. A crazy series of shots there by Penwood. They were able to come up with the 2 points by sticking with it.
And then at the end of the play there, you saw Cyrus, her mask came off. It was jostled a little bit, so readjusting it. That's the new look we're going to see here throughout the 2021 campaign.
We have our mask on over here. And it's just what it is right now.
Hey, man, this stays on. You know how it is, even announcing through it. As a foul called, Smith tried to reach in, but they get her for the contact. And that is the 7th Penwood foul of the half, which sends Chester to the line shooting 1-and-1. It'll be Shayana Shoden at the free throw line. Shoden looking for her first bucket of the ball game. 26 seconds remaining in the half. It's been all Penwood. And the Patriots are playing inspired basketball the first game and a half this year, as unable to haul in the board is Layla Johnson. She takes a hard tumble to the floor. Appears to be okay, but the ball last touched by her will give Chester possession of the basketball with 24 seconds remaining in the half.
Layla Johnson's all over the boards right now. She's attacking the boards. She's not the tallest player out there. She's not the biggest player out there, but she's attacking the boards. And every opportunity you can see her around a rebound somewhere. Johnson,
the 5'3" freshman, playing bigger than her size. As this pass inside is good for a layup and a late foul. Q Hagwood found the basket, got a fortuitous roll, put enough English on it, and now goes to the line. And I'm confused here because it looked like that was Hagwood who put the ball into the hoop, but they've got Cogman at the line who nets the free throw. Perhaps I had something off there, Justin.
Maybe. It's 2021. We got a lot going on right now.
Regardless, there's 14 seconds to go in the half. It's a 32-point lead for the Patriots. 8 seconds to shoot. Curry pulls up and nets it. Can't leave Curry open from distance as the clock runs out here in the first half, and the Penwood Patriots take a 35-point lead into halftime. Justin Watson, how impressed were you by the Patriots in that first half?
I was very impressed, mostly because I know they were only going 6 deep in this first half, or 6 deep in the entire game, really. So for people that may not know basketball, that means they have their 5 people on the court, and they only got 1 coming off the bench. And, they stuck to their game plan. They attacked the basket. They, played the passing lanes. They were active on defense. They did the things that they normally do. And it doesn't look like they're looking to slack off or anything like that. They're playing their game. They know that they have things that they want to work on, and they have to do it every chance they get, because in 2021, the seasons are just different. So you have to take every opportunity to work.
Penwood with a dominant first half performance, firing on all cylinders. As we will take a break, and when we come back, Justin and I will recap the first half here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back into the shoebox. Chris Markowitz alongside Justin Watson. And Justin, a track meet in the first half for Penwood. I know that they're down to just 6 players tonight in terms of depth, but didn't seem to bother them in the slightest.
Not at all. They stuck to their game plan. You know, that's what they do. They play the passing lanes. They play defense. They have their defense turn. They make their defense turn into offense. So a lot of times, what you'll have a situation where the players you think they'll get tired, but you didn't see them get tired in this situation. They're well conditioned mentally and physically, and they came out ready to play. Of course, when you're playing against a rival, that also adds to it too.
Well, Penwood, they'll start with possession of the basketball here in the second half, and coming in strong off of a 74-16 victory in their opener, 76-14 victory. And I'll tell you what, the way they're playing early on in this season, as this looked close to the hoop off the mark, but the way they're playing, Justin, they look like a team that can make a solid run if they're able to qualify for a state playoff berth.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now, early in the season, you know, they look like they're running on all cylinders. They almost look like they didn't miss a beat, really. And you know, they're taking advantage of a team that's coming in and really trying to figure themselves out. And as you're seeing right now, Penwood is able to use their experience, use their skill and experience to take advantage in this game, to be able to dominate this game.
Opening look of the half for Chester is off the mark from 3, as this layup on the other end, no good, but a foul is called. Smith drew the contact, so she'll go to the line. And LaShonda Smith with 21 points in the first half. She had 27 in the opener, coming out and exploding onto the scene in her junior campaign as she nets this first free throw in the second half.
She's been getting a lot of good looks today and being able to take advantage of those looks that she's been getting, hence the 22 points that she has now.
Second free throw good, and it's a substitution after the fact. Ashley Cyrus comes in to replace Smith, so she'll get a breather on the sideline. Six minutes and 57 seconds to go in the third quarter. This three-pointer, an air ball off the fingertips of Sandra Price. Penwood on the other end. A couple deflections as that lands in the hands of Hughes. The rebound hauled in by Curry. Cyrus now with a good feed. Hughes off the mark on the scoop shot. Johnson called for a hold. She thought she got the ball clean in transition. The official disagrees, and she's called for the foul.
One thing to keep an eye on, the battle down low with Quinshana Hagwood and Raquel Curry down there. Hagwood keeps getting position, but they're not feeding her the ball. It looks like they should feed her the ball down there. She's getting good position down there. It just looks like they're not looking for her.
Meanwhile, a 37-point lead for Penwood, and if my memory serves me correctly, Justin, I believe it's in the second half of a high school ball game in PIAA as a steal here by Cyrus. She has a late feed and finds Johnson for the deuce, but the point I was making is I believe it's a 40-point margin in the second half, results in a running clock until the game is over.
Okay.
I'd have to double check with, and we'll see what the officials call if Penwood is able to take a 40-point advantage. As this ball is out of play, this will be a turnover on Chester and allow Smith to re-enter for Penwood. She comes in and takes the place of Cyrus. And the clock is moving now with the ball out of bounds. So I would assume that already is in effect. So I don't know if the rule has been changed in recent years to 35 points or what the case may be. We'll have to double check. And this may not be the first time we see that here for the Penwood Patriots this season. They are a team that can put teams away early and often.
Absolutely. Their defensive activity is really one of their biggest strengths, and they cause a lot of problems for their opponents.
Well, and you mentioned the conditioning. I know that it's never ideal to only have 6 players, but for them, this is an opportunity to get in great shape for the games to come. as this three-pointer way off the mark for Fleming. Patriots get in transition. This a 17-foot jump shot off the mark. Cyrus unable to hit. Excuse me, that was Smith who gets it back. Nice offensive rebound by Penwood. They slow it down offensively. Curry from the left wing. Double teamed in the zone defense. And now Penwood resets. That's Johnson dribbling up top. Smith now dribbles with no pressure. Now swings to Curry. And Penwood, it looks as if, is just trying to take time off the clock and run some motion offense.
Actually, they're in no rush.
Johnson left open from 18 feet. Her jump shot no good. Now on the other end, the scoop shot falls for Netanya Taylor.
Great take by Taylor. Great take.
The senior guard with her first basket of the night. 11 points now for Chester. They trail 48-11 with 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Curry with a nice stop and drive, but misses the layup. I like Curry's footwork in the paint. She's got a nice touch from the mid-range and has some nice pivot moves as well as this shot off the mark from three-point range.
Absolutely. Curry's a very versatile player. She can shoot it from the outside, you saw earlier. She can take it inside. She has a very versatile game. And it's on display tonight, as well as defensively. She's been very active in the passing lanes, getting some steals and getting the ball out into the outlet and getting a lot of easy points for the Patriots.
Well, and we talked a little bit about it in the first half, but her role this year is so big for Penwood because with Gillis out tonight, and we're excited to see what she can do. She lit things up as a freshman, so what she could do as a sophomore when she returns should be a nice addition to this Patriot team. But even with Gillis in the lineup, Penwood still needs some depth up front, losing Jada Hutt, their leading rebounder last year.
Absolutely.
So Curry has to play more of that forward role, which she's not necessarily accustomed to, playing most of her career as a guard.
Right, absolutely. And it's going to be an adjustment for her, and I think she's up for that challenge. I know that she's run track for Penwood, and she's adapted to everything that she's been asked to do, whether it be on the track or the basketball court. And I don't think this will be any different.
Well, Penwood with a 50-11 lead. 2:06 to go in the third quarter. We have a running clock. Good motion offense here, and now a travel called on the baseline. They get Smith for the extra step. And it looked like Smith had a wide open cutter to the basket. Hughes slipped on the screen, so just missed the look there. But Smith, she wants to score. That's the way she plays. Aggressive anytime she gets within 8 feet of the hoop, so
absolutely
can't blame her there for another aggressive take. I think you're justified to shoot anytime you got 20 points. You got more than twice the points the other team has in a ball game. This layup attempt off the mark. The rebound and put in goes to Hagwood, though, who has 6 points now in the ball game. Hugh Hagwood, the senior center for Chester.
And the last few times they've been down court, Hagwood was able to get position. They were not feeding her the ball. And I would look for Chester to get the ball to her in position.
Well, Chester forces a turnover, but Penwood gets it right back. Layup attempt, no good. A whistle on the baseline, and this is going to be a blocking foul. Cyrus with the aggressive drive and absorbs the contact to get to the free throw line. Clock is stopped with 58 seconds to go here in the third quarter. That free throw off the mark.
When you have 6 players on a basketball court or on your team, excuse me, when you have 6 players, everybody knows that they're going to get some playing time. And this is the type of game where you want to get some playing time, get some experience, because you don't want your first time on the court to be in a big game and you're extra nervous. Right now, you get all those bugs out. You still be nervous in a big game, but in this situation, you get the feel for it. You're not getting in for the first time and really you're like a deer in headlights. Right now, you're able to really see where your game is as well and feel your teammates out.
And with just 6 players as well, you get a lot of familiarity to that last point, Justin, of playing with everybody on the roster.
Absolutely.
Because this is really, obviously you'll get some players added back to the Penwood roster as the season goes along, but I would say the 6 players we've seen tonight are going to be the main the main force of the rotation for the Patriots here this year.
Absolutely, absolutely, I agree with that.
Smith with the near steal, but decides to just allow Fleming to pick the ball up in transition. She tries a three around the rim and out. Ball on the baseline, last touch by Curry, and some nice footwork there by Justin Watson here near the booth to allow the official to have a better spot to pick that ball up.
A little soccer in my youth days.
And now a surprise pass as Chester was able to catch Penwood sleeping there, but Hagwood off the mark on the lane, and that takes us to the fourth quarter. Penwood ahead 51-13. We'll step away, but when we come back, fourth quarter action here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Fourth quarter action here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Chris Markowitz alongside Justin Watson. And Justin, it's been a blowout for Penwood so far, and that's the adjustment we were talking about coming into the fourth quarter. Chester trying to get the ball down low to Q Hagwood, but unable to.
Still keep looking for it. She's getting position, good position down low, where she can put the ball in the bucket, and that's really what they need. They just need to get some points on the board.
Rocky Curry now on the other end finds the glass and gets the roll for 2 more points. She has 4. Penwood with a 40-point lead. This pass into the corner, nearly lost. And a high arcing jump shot off the mark for Chester. The follow-up no good as Curry hauls in the board. On the other end now, Cyrus kicks to Smith from 8 feet. Her runner is short. Taylor to bring the ball up for Chester with 6:48 to go in the ballgame. Another three-pointer way off the mark, hauled in by Hughes. Hughes up ahead, finds Cyrus.
Penwood really looking to slow things down here. Game is out of, well, maybe not.
Cyrus tries her luck from 3, no good. I think she heard you there, Justin, and took it as a challenge.
She might have. It's not a full gym, so she might have heard what I said.
Smith with the steal on the other end. Curry off the turnaround. It's good. Nice footwork there for Raquel Curry.
Absolutely. Knocking it down, mid-range jumper in the paint. And it still looked like Penn was trying to slow it down a little bit.
Another three-point shot. This one way off the mark, deflected out by Hughes. Sub coming into the game for Chester. It's number 10, Sinai Reese.
And if I'm Chester right now, I'm not looking for three-point play. I'm not looking to make a supreme comeback right now. I'm looking to figure out how to get the ball down to my bigs, get down into the paint, and really just get some points on the board and see what I can work on with the strengths of my team.
In the corner now, up top to Taylor. Taylor has 2 points tonight, came off a layup in the third quarter. Now a corner three, that one short for Reese. Johnson leads the break for Penwood. Now Curry, back to Johnson up top. She tries a three, it's short.
Penwood really slowing things down on the offense, but still shooting the threes. And right now you want to see Chester's, they're moving the ball in the outside the three-point line as Penwood comes out with the double team, trying to force a mistake by the Chester player. But Chester really should look to force the ball, or I shouldn't say force the ball, it's probably a bad term, but look to get the ball into the paint to where they have an advantage. And I saw on the sideline some of the players, they were talking about that. And, they're just struggling to get the ball down. As active as Penwood has been, sometimes you get a little gun shy of getting the ball down and into the paint because there's been a lot of steals. Penn was so active with their hands, active on the passing lane, that, sometimes you get nervous of making that pass that you should make. But sometimes you just got to trust your trainer and figure out how to get that play in there, how to get that pass in there. It might be a pump fake, and then you pump fake with the jab step. You pump fake with the ball, excuse me. Your big jab steps outside and goes inside. Whatever the case may be, you got to figure out how to make that work.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of, to your point there, Justin, I know 5 seconds isn't the longest time, but it's patience and it's understanding timing and how to make that move. And those are all things that come over the course of a season. We are very early on in this campaign, so this is the time in any ball game to work on those kinds of things.
Absolutely. Remember, this is Chester's, I believe this is their first contest of the season. So, there's a lot of things that they're going to be working out.
On the other end, Cyrus decides to give up a wide open look and just eat some of the clock. And I think that's a wise decision for the Patriots. No reason to continue to pour it on offensively.
Absolutely right.
We just had a timeout, and that's the only reason a clock will stop here in the fourth quarter with the mercy rule in effect as Curry rips through and lays it in at the 10 for 2 more points. Curry now with 8 in the contest. She had 11 in the opener against Interboro. And Raquel Curry, the 5'8" senior guard/forward, showing off the moves. A versatile player for the Patriots as she hauls in this rebound. It's been a solid effort for all 6 Patriot players here tonight. And barring a miracle, Penwood will improve to 2-0 as Hughes with another basket, her second bucket of the ball game.
And just as the explanation for maybe those that may not be as familiar with Penwood women's basketball, when I say they're slowing the ball down, Penwood, when we're out here, it's usually a track meet. They're flying up and down the court. For them to just walk the ball up court in this situation, they're slowing everything down.
Curry with another rebound. No official tally on her, but she's got to be close to double digits with her effort tonight on the glass.
Absolutely. She's been attacking the glass, and she's been fighting down there because she's not the biggest player down there. Chester has 2 players that are bigger than her, and a little stronger, and she's able to fight for the glass.
Cyrus with a fancy move, nice footwork on the Euro step, and then laid it in softly off the backboard. 15 points for Cyrus, and the lead has ballooned for Penwood up to 48 points now with 2:25 to go in the ball game. Chester just looking for some baskets towards the tail end of this one to have something to write home about, as Cyrus on the other end corrals the touchdown pass but brings it back up top. Johnson on the drive, 2 more points for her. And time is whistled just to allow some substitutions to enter the ball game. The clock stops with $1:58 remaining. Cyrus goes to the bench, replaced by Smith. Ramsey departs for the Clippers.
Right now, it's really just a case of finding something positive right now. The game is out of reach, out of hand right now, but you still want to find something positive to take with you into practice tomorrow, into your next game if you're the Chester Clippers right now.
Well, they get the foul call here. Just the third foul of the half against Penwood. It's been a pretty quick half with the running clock. Wide open look down low is blocked as Smith came in late for the contest, and then a jump ball. And possession to Penwood. Clock will move. Under 60 seconds remaining here in the ball game. So Penwood can, if they want, just dribble out the clock on the offensive end.
Yeah, if I'm Penwood right now, just get the ball over half court and just leave it alone.
They might try one more shot as Smith from three-point range, unable to get it to fall. Gets her own miss as it rolls all the way back out to her. Goes in for a layup and loses it on her way to the glass. On the other end now, three-point shot is short, but a foul called. The clock continues to move because of the running clock rule, and now it stops with 16 seconds remaining.
Yeah, there was no need to foul right there. That's the aggressiveness of the Penwood team right there. They, like I said earlier, they know one way to play, and that's all out. And unfortunately, it resulted in a foul. And they'll talk about that and they'll get that together as well. That's really not a bad situation, but in a game like we have right now, you don't want to see that. You kind of just want the clock to run out.
Well, Sandra Price, she doesn't care about it. She's at the line shooting 3 free throws. That first free throw, her first bucket of the game, as she's short on the second look. So with 16 seconds remaining, this one all but over. Penwood will improve to 2-0. Chester will fall to 0-1. And Penwood will be back in action on Saturday as Hagwood gets the putback off the missed free throw, and the clock begins to move. And as Smith crosses the timeline, we'll count it out in 3, 2, 1. That's your ball game. The Penwood Patriots take their home opener by the final score of 63-15. Justin Watson, your final thoughts on how the Patriots played here tonight?
They played a decent game. Okay, they only had 6 players. They're playing with masks on. They didn't look like they were getting tired. They were in the opportunity. They were in a situation where later on in the game, they could take their foot off the pedal a little bit. That's not their style of play. They usually keep their foot on the pedal the whole time. But in this situation, of course, you want to, the sportsmanship comes into play. So they took the foot off the pedal a little bit, but for the Chester Clippers, you take a little bit from this. This is their first time out. They have some things that they can work on, some positives coming from this. I'm sure they'll look at some of the film and try to make some adjustments in their game. It's early in the season, and both teams are going to make adjustments. They're going to see each other again. So with all that being said, the Patriots played a very good game. They saw their game plan. They stuck to their game plan throughout the game. Chester has some things that they need to work on, and they will work on. And I'm sure next time we see this Chester team, they'll be a stronger team. They'll know a little bit more of how to maneuver in this game and maneuver against a team like Penwood. Penwood's one of the top teams in the area. So, there's no hanging your head in this situation. They played aggressively. They played their hearts out. It just came up short.
Well, final score once again, Penwood 63, Chester 15. That'll do it for us here tonight at the Shoebox. But we'll be back here on Saturday at 1 o'clock as the Penwood High School girls take on Abington. Again, that's a 1 p.m. start time on Saturday. Until then, thank you to our crew, our producer Sam Long, my partner Justin Watson. I'm Chris Markowitz saying so long and good night from Penwood High School.